Hey Virgos, welcome back to Cappy Cove and happy birthday. This is going to be your love and general reading for September of 2019. This will apply to anyone who has Virgo in their sun, moon, or rising, or their Venus as well. Also, please keep in mind it's a general reading, so not all messages are going to apply to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the general portion, and the first thing I'm noticing is that there's a lot of blocked energy here. Some of you could be feeling creatively blocked. Some of you may be feeling spiritually blocked or trying to block certain energies from entering your space, or you may just have an overall sense of being unable to connect or not feeling connected. And that can apply towards anything as far as your spiritual self, your relationships with others, or just like friends or socializing in general. But there is an overall blocked feeling that I'm getting here for the month of September. I'm also seeing that the number 8 and the infinity symbol is popping up very heavy in y'all spread this month. Some of you, I'm getting that some of you could be getting an infinity tattoo, or some of you, the number 8 will resonate with you. And some of you could be finding somebody that you have a very strong soul connection with. Some of you could be getting married, or I keep hearing tying the knot, but I feel like some of you could be getting married or feeling like you found somebody that you want to be with and get married to. I feel like you feel very strongly with somebody. There's somebody here that you're very closely connected to. For some of you, this could be someone that you have met in the past. But I'll get more into the love reading here later. But I am seeing definitely something very strong here with the number 8 and the infinity symbol for y'all. I'm also seeing that there may be a lot of things that may seem hard for you in the month of September to get through, and there's a need here to be very strong to get through it. I feel like for some of you, there could be past issues that have not been resolved. I feel like some of you, there could be stuff like from a past life that are coming back now. I'm getting very much a karmic cycle type of energy. So there could be things from your past life or things from your past in this life that you haven't finished or resolved or completed. Like I said, you'll have a lot of reversals here. So it's almost like a feeling of being stuck, which is, I'm going to show y'all here. Y'all got the flamingo spirit as y'all spirit animal for September. Okay, and it says to embrace the in-between. Also notice 6 plus 2 is 8 at the top of the card. But basically, you know, some of you could be too worried about what's going on in the present, or still be concerned about things that's going on in the past. Either way, you're having a really difficult time being able to stay in the here and the now and enjoying the present moment and what there is to come and what has happened. Well, one of them's not here yet and the other one's already done gone. So the message I'm getting is that you need to worry about more of like your day-to-day and what's happening in the present moment instead of worrying about other things that you don't have, you know, control over at this time. And I'm also getting the message that whatever was in the past is already done, but there's something within you that it's causing you to be blocked from moving on and moving forward with your future. I'm also getting here with the creative side. Some of you may be starting to do more creative hobbies, or I keep getting crafting. A lot of crafting or doing stuff with your hands and making things, maybe making and selling stuff. Some of you, this will involve projects that have to do with wood. I'm also seeing a lot of blocked energy when it comes to your emotions. I also see that some of you may be dealing with something from the past that has caused you to be emotionally blocked. And so you are it's almost like a feeling of being scared to face yourself emotionally. But there is a feeling in there that you have yet to release. And I feel like you're kind of scared to face it. Maybe scared isn't the correct word, but it is there. It needs to be addressed and it needs to be released. Yeah, because I'm sensing that something happened that was extremely painful or hard, or something that you went through. I don't feel like this is something that's happening in September. I feel like this is just the energy that will move in September and start to kind of affect you or make you start thinking about things more from the past. And there's something here that in the past where it's affecting your everyday life from now. Some of you could just be mentally and emotionally stuck in the past, and that's why it's hard to move forward with where you're going. I'm also seeing, like I said, a lot of being spiritually blocked. Some of you may be having a hard time listening to your intuition. I'm getting that very heavy as well, and this is a time that you need to start listening to it and trusting your instincts more for those who have been ignoring them. Some of you also need to be careful not to be so harsh or not to be manipulative or tricky when dealing with situations and other people. Once again, that's coming from that place of being blocked. I'm also getting a really big vibe here with insecurities. Some of you also may be feeling insecure because of this past thing that has happened to y'all. But I'm overall picking up here just like a really down feeling and then feeling very insecure about yourself, like something that has affected your self-esteem. I'm also getting the word disappointment keeps coming in. And I think that working on the now and here is a really good message because, and like with the creating and something that you're making with your hands, a lot of you could be focused more on work. I'm also picking up somebody here that's going to be creating maybe even with food, like either like a chef or does some type of designing that has to do with food. I'm getting food in this really heavy too. Some of you could be starting to pay more attention to your diets. I'm also getting that some of you may not be clear on where it is you're going, or you're like very unsure of where it is that you're going to go when it comes to work. It's kind of like an insecure feeling here, like you're just, and it also ties into the worrying about the future and what's to come and what's going to happen. And that's where Spirit's coming in and saying, right now is the time to focus on right now, what's happening today in this moment. That's where you need to be, is in the present moment, and the rest of it will work out the way it's going to. If any of you are dealing with somebody who's very secretive or conniving, I feel like in time you will be finding out some truths about this person. I'm also getting the message here with Saturn, and Saturn's a very karmic planet, but I'm getting that there's a lot of lessons in life that you may be struggling to learn the lessons on. And so this could also be part of the blocked energy to where you're unable to complete a phase of your life because you're still caught up in it instead of learning the lesson and moving forward. Some of you, there's the simple message of just letting go. I'm also seeing here that some of you could be having issues with your back or your intestines. I'm also seeing some of you that could be dealing with a blood disorder, any type of sexual issues and fevers and infections. I really feel like y'all need to focus also on your heart chakra and opening up and working on expressing love more. Okay, if I have to put it like this, Virgos, I would say the biggest message I'm getting here is work on your emotions and working on loving yourself and loving others. Because I feel like there's something very blocked there with that. And then with y'all having the infinity symbol there as well, I feel like love is very much a big thing with y'all. Some of you could have been damaged when it comes to like relationships with love. But either way, I'm getting a very sense here that that really needs to be worked on. Some of you also could be dealing with a lot of mood swings in the month of September. Now, I don't feel like this is overall things that are necessarily going to happen to you in September. I just feel like this is something that is going to come up and be very, it's going to affect you a lot during the month of September. Some of you need to pay attention, and like I was talking about, listening to your gut instinct. Some of you need to pay attention to your heart and what your heart really wants. Also, for this month, y'all have the crystal of the opal, and this can also help with self-esteem and depression. Some of you also may be having vision problems as well, and this is a crystal that can help with that. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started here with y'all's love reading now. I'm going to go ahead and clear this off, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so for y'all's love reading here, the first thing I'm noticing is basically there is no emotions whatsoever. Now, it's not to say you don't have a feeling for somebody or they don't have a feeling for you. What I'm saying is, and it kind of ties hand in hand into your general reading, but there is definitely a lack of emotions here. I feel like a lot of you in relationships are a little bit more logical minded for the month of September. Some of you could just be more focused on intellectual, being intellectual with somebody, or more focused. I keep getting this feeling of like being more focused on what it is that somebody says. And then I have the card here, the Five of Pentacles, for how your love interest feels about you. And this is them being very distant. This is somebody who may not be communicating with you or not telling you something, which interestingly enough, we have the Moon card below that as well. So some of them may just be withholding something from you, or they're not expressing something to you either. I also get a sense that they're not being very open about their emotions either. I'm getting the sense here that y'all are putting more work into this relationship. But at the same time, I'm getting, okay, I feel like some of you are more focused on yourself or the bigger picture in September. And I feel like some of you will actually find a soulmate connection in the month of September, or somebody that you feel like you're soulfully connected to, or you may be meeting somebody that you've been connected to from the past. And then I'm also hearing that the past person is either coming back, or that you could be still in love with them and you've already been with the person that you were connected to, like, that you're connected to or have a soul connection with. So this can go very many different ways with y'all Virgos, but either way, I am getting a strong, really strong soul connection, like you've been with them in the past, or have a past life type connection with them, or you have a very strong, intense relationship and connection with them. Now that's separate from the emotional state. This is more of just like the way y'all connect. I will say though, for those that are in a relationship, I feel like the both of you are basically, you're not leaving each other. I don't see neither of y'all leaving, but I do see there's kind of like a energy here where y'all aren't walking away, but you're not really coming together either. I feel like this is kind of in a state of limbo. You'll have the Hangman reverse as your advice card. I feel like y'all are very much staying in this to see what happens for the ones who don't feel as connected to this person. Some of you could be in a relationship with somebody that you're not as connected to, and you know that. But this, I almost feel like this relationship here that I'm seeing is walking on thin ice. I'm also seeing the outcome for this could either be somebody who is more in love with the other person, and there's like a type of illusion or fantasy about this. And for others, I feel like that the outcome of this will be finding out that there was a lot of secrets involved within the relationship as well. So overall, I do think that this relationship will continue going. I just get a very big stagnant vibe, and there's not a lot of emotions in this particular relationship that I'm seeing here. some of you just may not be wanting to put that much energy into love relationships either for this month. And like I said, for some of you, I do feel like there will be a strong, deep soul connection with somebody that comes in for September as well. But that's not going to be for every single Virgo. So it's going to be different from each of you. But I do overall see that, if you are in a relationship, I feel like this is just kind of in a stagnant phase right now. And there's a lot that hasn't been said, and a lot that maybe the two of you haven't. If it's a fresh relationship, I'd say there's a lot that the two of you haven't really found out about each other yet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, Virgos. I hope you'll have a good month. Until next time, bye, y'all.